Hey everyone, welcome back to the next video and lesson in the student portfolio playlist. Okay, where we left off, we set up the HTML structure and the styling for our navigation at the top, including the mobile dropdown and the hamburger menu. In this section, we're going to set the HTML structure up for our hero image and the introduction on the right-hand side with a call to action button to view your projects. So let's head on over to our Cloud9 IDE or any integrated development environment you are using, and please go and select the index.html. So I'm just going to take a quick look up on my editor here, and I'm going to close out of the JS file, and I'm going to close out of the nav CSS file. So I'm only working with two. The less I clutter those top two, the more I find I make less mistakes. And here is the nav menu section of our HTML. That's where we started. Notice we have an opening tag for nav bar and it closes down here. So I'm going to grab this comment to start the next section, move on down to the very end of that nav close, move the cursor there, hit enter twice, and paste our comment. And we're going to change that comment to say hero section. Okay, so once we have that, go move to the end of the comment, hit enter, and we want a section snippet. Hit tab, and notice now you have an opening and closing section. And remember, HTML is simply a series of boxes. You could have boxes within boxes. The biggest issue is making sure you have an open and close for your box, your HTML element. If we somehow lose or delete the closing, then you're adding more into that same box without ever closing, and the page gets really messed up with ease, so to speak. So make sure you have that closing. We're set up here, and we're also going to set up a class equals here, and this is going to be section here, or class hero. So remember, attributes go inside of the open tag, so move your cursor right after the N, hit space, class equals, and then the value of the property class is hero. That's for styling later. Okay, now we're going to hit enter, and our next section will be a div. We want the div snippet here. And let's see. Yes, in between here, hit enter. I want to move my cursor inside of the div and put class equals, open quotes, and this is going to be hero image. Again, notice now what happened when I hit enter after section. Hero is the class that is the main container here, and then the hero image div is the subcontainer or the box inside or the child of hero. Now, if I move my cursor to the end of the opening div tag for hero image and hit enter, now I want an image snippet. Okay. I am going to move to the end here and hit delete, so I'm keeping those tags tight here without any spaces. And now we've got to actually add the image that we want. So if you come on over to our, let's see, okay, at this moment we're going to grab or pull down the assets folder, hover over the actual image, and copy file path. Now, an adjustment to the file path. We are already in the student portfolio. When we're reading index.html, we're inside of that folder, so we do not need to instruct the browser to open that, but we do need to have the browser be instructed to open up the assets file, or folder, excuse me, and then go into the JPEG. So we should have assets folder / and then the image itself. Okay, and that should close out that div for hero image. And the next, inside of the hero section, I'm going to move my cursor at the end of hero image. And actually, let's do this. Let's put a comment, open tag, exclamation dash dash, and put close hero image class, then dash dash and close tag. Right where we're at here, hit enter so that we have another div snippet. We have another rectangle coming up. And let's see. Inside of here, hit enter and move your cursor right next to the V of the opening tag. We're going to put another attribute for a class. This class is going to be hero text. Okay. All right, inside of hero text, we're going to have two different sections. So we're going to call the top section hero top, hero text top, and the bottom section hero text bottom. So now we're going to have subsections of that. So let's hit enter, div snippet again, hit enter to separate that, and let's put a class equals, open quotes, and this is going to be hero text top. And we're using lower camel case, so the H is lowercase, T for text is capitalized, T for top is capitalized. And inside of here, we want an H3, open tag H3. Oops, and I forgot, that's what. Notice this is blue, so it's a little off. I have to come back up to my hero text top and close that, and then close the opening tag. And I want to delete that. Okay, so let me just make sure I've got all this set up. Notice there's a white tag there. It's so easy when you have an integrated development environment that anticipates what you're typing. Sometimes you don't realize these things are coming up. Just pay attention to the coloring. I'm going to delete that tag there. I also want to tighten this up by hitting delete there. So inside of the H3, we are going to put hi with an exclamation mark. I'm going to grab that and copy it again. Move my cursor to the end of the H3 and paste same H3 tag, but change to my name is. Move to the end of the H3 again, and we want an H1. And inside of the H1, we're going to put Aladdin. And again, notice that coloration on the tags. I'm just typing too fast. I'm a slow typer to begin with. I'm just trying to go too fast here. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Just as a recap, we should have the section class open and close. The first child of the section class should be our hero image. Inside of the image box is the image itself. Then the next child of hero is hero text. Inside of hero text, we're going to have two children, the first one being hero text top. So you should see a series of indentations here. Move to the end of that class, hit enter, another div snippet here. Hit enter to separate and move your cursor back inside of the opening tag for this div next to the right of the V. Hit space, class equals hero lowercase h text and bottom. So lower camel case again, H is the lowercase, T capitalized, B capitalized, and that's our bottom. We're going to start the bottom with an H4. So open a tag, H4, use the H4 snippet. And inside of that tag, we want welcome to my. Okay. The next section, we want a little bigger. So an H3 snippet. And we want welcome to my WDW, computer science. Finally, move your cursor to the end of that H3, and H4 snippet again. And inside of the content, we want student portfolio. Okay. So that should close out of the, let's put some comments at the closes. So I'm going to go up and grab the close hero image class. I'm going to come down to hero text. And change that to hero text class to indicate the closing tag, and just click on top of that tag and you should see the rectangle up above for its opening. We want to do the same for hero text top. 2 spaces. Place our comment there. I'm just going to grab this one since it's similar. And I want to go to the very last one, click on the div for hero text bottom. There's our close. 2 spaces, and just replace top with bottom there. So now we've got everything sectioned off. Let's check this one more time. Again, this is one of the things that I make the most mistakes on, is just as you're typing child within child within child, or box within box, we lose sight of what's closing. So we've got a section close, then we've got the hero image open and close. We've got the hero text open and close. Notice every time I click on the open, the close is highlighted. And then within hero text, we've got 2 children, hero top and hero text bottom. Okay. I'm going to move my cursor to the end of the hero text class and hit delete to bring up that section. Okay. So we have, I believe, one more section to do here. So at the end of the hero text class, and in line with, as a child of the hero class itself, so I want to go all the way to the end of the hero text class close. I think that's what I want. Let me just make sure. No, forgive me here. I want to go to the hero text bottom and move my cursor there. Okay. I want to hit enter, and I want one final div snippet here. And again, hit enter, and inside of this div, one more class identifier as an attribute. So class equals open quotes, and this is going to be hero button, B-U-T-T-O-N. So this is the hero button. I'm going to move my cursor to the end of there, and this is going to be an anchor tag. And the href, hypertext reference, is going to be equal to, and we're going to send this to project.html. That page hasn't been set up yet, but we will set it up, so make sure you have that in quotes there. We're going to also apply a second attribute. The href is the first. That's where the link is going. The class is the next attribute, and that's going to be class equals, and we're going to put that to the button class. Finally, close out of that opening A tag and watch what will happen. You'll get the partnering closing A tag, and in between there, we want the viewable text for the button. View my projects. Okay. All right, I think that is it. I'm going to close out of that, copy my comment, and at the end of this tag, I'm closing the hero button. All right. At this point, I believe we have the hero section set up, so let's just review one more time. We have an opening section. That's our first container or rectangle inside of the hero container. Just double check this on your screens. Place your cursor right on the word section, and the matching highlight should be way down at the below. So let's actually finally put close hero class here. All right, hit Control S. Next, hero image is the first child. There's our closing. Hero text is the next child. Notice that contains three things. Hero text has hero text top, hero text bottom, and the button itself. Okay. And then that is it for the section. Let's take a look on the finished product. Here's our image. Here's our hero text top, hero text bottom, and the hero button. And that is all inside of a rectangle here. So we've got two rectangles, and you could probably already imagine we are going to set that to flex to go side by side. And that's why we wanted the image, the hero image, separate from the hero text, and the hero text has three children. So that is the strategy behind that. Let's save here, and let's do a little bit of work on our actual HTML pages. As you saw, the button View My Projects is going to link us directly to the projects.html page. So if I click on that button, take a look up top here, and you'll see, oh, you may not be able to see it on my screen, but you'll see that it goes from index.html to projects.html. So we need to create a projects.html page, a blog.html, and about me. So here is how we could do that. Slide that terminal up. Let's type in clear one more time. And if you are at the environment, we want to type in cd for the Linux command, and we want to change directory into our student portfolio. So type in st and tab. That will autofill the rest. Notice the main branch is highlighted with the Get Technology. If I typed in the Linux command ls, I see the assets folder, the markdown files, and so on. So what we need here, let's see. We only have one HTML, correct? So we want to use the Linux command touch. And let me clear the screen so you can see it. So touch, and then we want projects.html. So we're creating a blank file for that. Touch blog.html. Be careful how you're spelling this. Make sure you're going slow. Double checking this. Blog.html, projects.html, hit enter. And one final page. Touch about me.html. And the about me should be lower camel case, A is lower, M is capitalized, and hit enter. And now you should see all of those three files over on the left-hand side. There's about me, there's blog, there's projects. And if we do a list, we now have those blank files ready to go for the next video. So clear that screen out at this point, and at the end of every section, it is a great habit to get into. Actually mandatory for my students for grades. Make sure you are pushing your work up to the remote repository in GitHub from your Cloud9 IDE or whatever IDE you're using. All right, folks, we now have the hero section HTML structure set up. When we come back, we are going to style that section. We'll see you then, everybody.